All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com. My next guest got a fight coming up, but not a traditional fight. It's going to be on the BYB Extreme Bare Knuckle on December 6th called Brawl in the Pines. Um, I could only be talking about one man. His name is on his shirt, and he goes by Robert Duran Jr. How's it going?
I'm good, champ. Thank you for having me, for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. It's funny because I spoke to you some years ago when I used to work at
Really?
NewYorkFights.com. So it's
I think I remember.
yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. So I've followed your journey for a little while now. But I kind of wanted to know what's been life like for you, just outside the ring in general. People haven't really heard from you in a while, other than those that follow you on social media. So just kind of get them up to speed on what life has been like outside the ring for you.
Life is life, man. Working, taking care of my kids, making sure I'm good, making sure I'm able to get to the gym, just regular basic things that, us normal people go through.
Yeah,
Like if you said you've been following me for a while, I don't really do too much on the social media. I'm not really out there like that. I'm just trying to focus on myself and being better every day.
yeah, no doubt. And then, listen, I'm gonna only say this up front and not because it matters, not because it matters for anything that we say afterwards, but just to kind of get it out of the way. Obviously, you're the son of a legend, right? And that's Roberto Duran. Um, there was a time where you guys weren't really on speaking terms, if I remember correctly. And I
Right,
think
true.
that
Yeah.
I think that now you guys are in a much better place. How has that been for you, seeing it from one extreme to another kind of thing?
It's like I tell everybody, me and my father were very, very distant. I didn't grow up with him. But thanks to my older brother, Robin, shout outs to my brother Robin. He kind of plugged us back in, and that really took a toll on me mentally, you know, because it's a good thing. The end of the day, I don't hold no grudges against my pops. I don't hold anything against my father. You know what I mean? Because I know how it is. I'm a grown man. I don't shed tears. But ever since me and my pops rekindled, man, it's just been like a, how do you say it? Like a fresh breath air. It may not been like an everyday thing between me and my pops, but at least it's something. We starting somewhere. So, I thank God for that.
That's beautiful, man. All right, we're gonna go right into your stuff. Your last boxing match, right, was in October of 2023, if I'm not mistaken, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Um,
don't even get me started on that one.
but
That fight pisses me off, man, so much.
now, obviously, you lost, you were stopped in second round, I think it was, but not really so much emphasis on the fight itself. How did it go from being competing in a boxing ring to then signing a deal with BYB, a few months later?
So how that played out after that fight, there was a lot of, I don't really want to curse, but there was a lot of shady things going on the build up to that fight. That was a fight that was in my hands that I could have easily won. Things happen, it happened already. But to elaborate a little bit on that is that I had a chance in my hands and it was taken away from me. I didn't get the opportunity to keep fighting, which I was good. It was a simple knockdown, and then the ref waved it off on some bullshit. Excuse my language, but that's just what it was. But it is what it is. So after that happened, I already seen that damn boxing is not what it used to be. It's a lot of politics, a lot of favoritism. So if you're not with these people, they can care less about you. You know what I mean? So ever since that incident, I'm like, you know what? It's time to look towards a different direction. And then I found my way to BYB.
Okay. All right. And then you had your first fight, I think it was in May. So you signed the deal or they made the announcement in February. You had your first fight in May against Javon Wright, I believe it was. Um
Right.
Now I saw you've mentioned that, you've gotten into kind of bare knuckle fighting coming up, as a youngster and all that. But describe to me that first time when you were in the ring and you getting hit with a bare knuckle punch, vice a punch with a glove.
Look, man, bare knuckle fighting is like if you grow up street fighting in the streets, there's no difference. You know, the only difference is in bare knuckle, there's no slamming, there's no elbows, there's nothing. It's just hands. In the streets, you got to watch out for everything else. You got to watch out for your mom throwing pots at you, your grandfather trying to run you over. You know what I'm saying? So I felt at home. I felt right back at home. It was one hell of and it was very exciting. Just to put it like that, man. It was everything I expected it to be. You know, everything I expected it to be.
Okay. And then so now you have your third fight in 2024 coming up on December 6th against looks like Richie Palomino. How difficult or different, if anything, is it getting ready for a bare knuckle fight versus getting ready for a boxing match? Because I mean, people may not understand if there's a difference in the preparation for that. Like, how do you prepare for you getting hit bare knuckle unless you're in training camp getting hit bare knuckle? So, like, how does that necessarily work?
Um, to be honest with you, there's not really much of a difference. Really, the only thing is that you would do a lot more to condition yourself for bare knuckle is conditioning your hands, you know, making them stronger. So like that because you can break your hand at any time in bare knuckle. If you throw a wrong and incorrect punch, that could be it. So you have to train and condition your hands to make them harder, make them stronger, and punch placement. You know what I mean? And on top of that, your conditioning, same thing you would do for boxing on your conditioning, you would have to like two times that for bare knuckle. Because bare knuckle is 5 to 6 rounds, 3 minutes, and you don't want to gas out. So if you gas out in bare knuckle, man, listen, you're gonna have a tough time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
conditioning and then conditioning your hands is basically the only things really that changes from boxing to bare knuckle.
Yeah, because even those moments. Oh, I lost you there. I lost you on the video. Let me get you back. Oh, I lost you completely. See if he comes back. Give us a second. Yeah, I lost him. There we go.
My
Yeah.
bad. My phone kicked me off for some reason. I apologize for that.
Nah. It's okay, man. Sometimes when you get a call or whatever, it'll tend to do that. Um, no, what I was saying was that within boxing and you know, there's those rounds or those moments where you're leaning and throwing little shots here and there, but you have gloves on. A little
Right.
different, a little different when you lean in and maybe getting hit with those short shots, but bare knuckle.
I mean, in boxing, you can easily defend a lot way better because you have 8 ounce to 12 ounces basically covering half your face. With bare knuckle, it's difficult to do that. You have your hands. Me, I tend to like open my hands because it gives me more space to cover. You know, it's just, but you got to be on the move, man. You got to be on your toes. You got to stay alert at all times and moving. You got to move.
Yeah,
But
no doubt. So now listen, I mean, you're not a young gun no more, right? You're 36 years old. You're fighting bare knuckle. How much longer do you see yourself doing this, or is that something that you're even thinking about?
Nah, man, listen, I age like fine wine, baby. I age like fine wine, kid. That 36 don't mean shit to me. I fight and perform like if I was 20, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And that's not me just saying that because that's just how I feel. I eat properly. I take my vitamins. I'm always training. I'm always working out. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that. You know, and I kind of embedded that in my mind. So what you think your mind, what you repeat, your body becomes that. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm young every day. I'm 20 every day.
No doubt.
So like, okay, this guy's 20 every day. So that's just what.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you for that, man. I say that to myself every day too, but then every once in a while I get reminded I'm 45.
That's none but a number, man. That's all in your mind. That's
Yeah,
all in.
no doubt. All right, listen, lastly, why should people tune into your fight on December 6th? And it's going to be on the Fight Network for those here in the US.
This is the gorilla, baby. It's El Gorilla's in the building. I always come to fight. I always come. I don't really want to say entertain because I don't really entertain. I come to fight. That's my profession. That's what I do. But for people that are watching is entertaining, I guess, so it's gonna be explosive.
All
You know,
right.
it's, it's BYB, we do it the best.
No doubt. All right. Well, listen, Robert, I appreciate your time and I wish you the best of luck on December 6th.
I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for having me on the show, man. God
Thank you.
bless.
Likewise.